Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Deep Roy and I am a cybersecurity analyst and I have done many projects in network pen testing and web application pen testing. So today my topic is session management security and with best practices. Okay. So first we need to know that how can we manage our sessions? So secure management is a crucial for protecting user data and preventing unauthorized access. This guide outline key strategies to enhance your web application security. So why we need to secure our session? So for protecting our session, we need to, if I secure our session in web application management, then we can actually secure our sensitive information uh, for from the black hat hackers. Okay, like how can we secure session management? Also, uh, if we secure our session management, then we can prevent unauthorized access. like in today's life, we can see that there is many type of like man in the middle attacks, right? So if we secure our session, then actually we can actually uh, got a relief from the man in the middle attacks. Okay. Third is maintain user trust. So why we need to maintain user trust? So you can see, like in any website like Facebook and Instagram, uh, they have the trusted user base. Like they present their security, like their session security, so that any black hat hacker can't steal any data from there, like Instagram and Facebook. So for maintain user trust, we need to secure our session management. And also, like the regulation, like we need to maintain some regulation purpose. So for maintaining the regulation, we need to secure session. Now, some of the common session management vulnerabilities, you can say, if a black hat hacker got the cookie, if a black hat hacker got a cookie, or if a black hat hacker got a session ID, then he can easily hijack their sessions. Okay, so he can easily hijack their sessions, and he can hijack your session also. Like if you already logged in as logged in as your account. Okay, suppose you are visiting a website called abc.com and you are logged in as a user. Okay, so if a black hat hacker hijack your session, like your session ID or your cookie value, then he can easily hijack your sessions also. Okay, also there is second vulnerability called session fixation. Like like if the black hat hacker can change the session ID value, it means that he can fix the session. Like suppose, uh, like if a user logged in, then he have a session ID. Okay, so if a user logged in, then it means that he have a session ID. And if anyone, like, can change their session ID, it means that he can fix the session also. Also session prediction, like if if the web application use some weak session ID, then it means that a black hat hacker can easily guess the session ID also. So it is comes under a session prediction vulnerability. And number fourth vulnerability is cookie thread. Like there is many vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting. We can steal the session cookie. Okay, like if I show it in a real life website. Okay, like here you can see there is a website called Harvard Summer Edu, and in this website there is a vulnerability called cross-site scripting. Okay, so like if you search here something like that, if you inject some malicious code here, so you can see that it pop up something. Okay, so now if I inject some malicious malicious JavaScript command like document.cookie, and then if I inject it, you can see it that it reflects a session ID. Okay, so it is a session value. So if a black hat hacker sends you this type of link, suppose like that, and you are logged in as in a website, and if you click on this link, okay, suppose you are clicking on this link and if you press enter, okay, so it automatically, like that, it automatically send the cookie to the black hat hackers, like that. if black hat hacker got this cookie, then he can hijack your session. Okay, he can hijack your session. So that is why session hijacking is the like more if more vulnerability than today's days. Okay, so now we can like how can we secure our session? So for secure our session we need to change some value like sessions id value. So we need to change the session id value minimum 128 bit. Okay, so that it 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 more efficient, because if you configure it like that, like if you use more bits of sessions session value, then it will be more secure. Also there is a thing called cats long. So if you gives it a 32 cats long, then it means that it is sufficient length. Okay, so it is cryptographically very much strong, so that any black hat hacker can't change the value of it. Also, there is a thing called unique ID per second. So if you use 512 unique ID per second, then it means that using these IDs, we can prevent the collision also. Okay, it is very much efficient. Now we need to know something like actually there is two type of session. First is stateless session, stateful session, and second is stateless session. And second is stateless session. So what is stateful session and what is stateless session? So in the stateful session, we use session ID and cookie. Session ID and cookie. And in the stateless session, we use JWT token. Okay. Token. Now, suppose suppose a abc.com like a website is using stateful session. Okay. So how can he secure their session? Now, suppose this is a web server called abc.com. Suppose there is a user who is trying to log in to this abc.com website. Okay, so what we do, suppose user one trying to log in abc.com website. So first he will send a request to abc.com website, and in the abc.com website there is a database server. Okay, database server. So on the database server, so first it sends a request to abc.com website, and after that, it's after abc.com got the request, he will check it on the database that the uh, user send the correct credential or not. If the credential is right, then he will send a response to the to user one. Okay, that is how a session work. Okay, suppose if the user sends correct credential, then on the abc.com server he will give a session id to the user one. Suppose the session id will be 1. Okay, session id will be 1. Suppose a user 2, he is trying to logged in abc.com. Suppose there is another user called user 2. Now he is trying to logged in abc.com, then he will send a request also. Okay, and abc.com check the request and he sent the request to the database, and database, after checking the database that user to give right credential or not, then abc.com sends a response. On the response he set user to id to session 2, like that. So user to session id will be 2. Now if suppose this user 2 is a malicious attacker, okay, is a black hat attacker, then abc.com can easily block user 2 ip. Okay, because all the session is managed by this abc.com memory. Okay, in abc.com memory. So if the server is like if there is if user 2 is malicious attacker, then abc.com can easily block session id 2. Okay, so actually this stateful session is actually used in the banking services, because in the banking services we need more sessions and in a less time. Okay, that is why this stateful session work in the banking side. And this stateless, now we need to know what is stateless session for like JWT token. Suppose in the stateless session, suppose there is a web server called abc.com, and there is a user which is user1. User1, okay. Now he is trying to logged in abc.com server. Then he will send a request to the abc.com server, and abc.com check the request and check the credential on their database that it is right or no. Then he gives a response to the to user1. Okay. So he also sends a JWT token to user. Okay. JWT token is like a college ID card. Okay, it is like a college ID card. So like whenever we need to visit the college, we need to check. We need to give the ID card to the security guard so that we can authorize that we are studying in this college, right? So that is like every website. Like if the website is using the stateless authentication, then you will give a JW token to the user. Okay, and every time user wants to interact with the website, you need to send the JWT token with the request. Okay, if the JWT token is not available on the request, it means that uh, he cannot access this website. Okay, so like if you tell me that what is more secure, stateful session or stateless session, I will tell you that stateful session is very much secure because it is using session ID and cookie value also. And if like, but it is so much like if any website is using this stateful session, it is a big issue for scalability because i- if the website is using stateful, it means that it takes so much resources, like it needs another server for managing the sessions like that, but it is more secure. If we tell the JWT token is less secure than the stateful session. Okay, but it is actually like if you use JW token, it is more faster than stateful session. Okay, so that is how you can actually secure the sessions. Okay, also on if you using the stateful session, then the session ID will be 128 bit minimum. It will be 32 characters long and 512 unique ID per second. We need to generate the ID. Okay, so that we can prevent the collision, because if we can't make it to 512 unique ID, then all like if user 1 and user 2 can get the same session ID also. So that we need to maintain this for the strong sessions. Okay, so that is how we can manage it. Thank you for visiting.